Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer. Today I'm in my van and I parked up down by the seafront because I've got to take the van in for a service, and the place that I take the van for a service is about half a mile up the road behind me here. And I've come early and I thought I'd just go down to the seafront, have a bit of a nice sea air. This is a little away from my house, so it's a different seafront that I'm going into. But I thought I'd do that because once the van's in for a service, then it's probably there till after lunch and I won't have a chance to go out and make a video. And the sun is shining. And I thought that it's time I was out and about doing a video, because I've done a series of videos where I've been inside, and I'm sure people are getting fed up of seeing inside my house. But of course, this is the very first service that my van is going to undertake. So in a way, I'm quite nervous about it. What are they going to find, if anything? I mean, in theory, it's only done 20,000 miles. I've had it now, as you probably know, about 5 months. So first service, I shouldn't then have to have it serviced for another year, which will be great. I haven't gone very far. I've done about 3,500 miles on it, so it's pootled around. But as it's a relatively new van, it's new to me, it's only, as I say, I think 2016 it was registered in August sometime, so 4 years old, should last me a good 10 years. So yeah, a bit nervous about that. And while I could go off and walk, I'm going to leave the van there and then walk back home. So let's go down to the seafront. So I've just parked up by the seafront. Let's go down there, make sure I've got the key. And then we'll take it in, and I'll let you know afterwards what the damage is. So I thought this would just be something a bit different. So I'm just going to park this up here briefly. I think I could have cleaned it a bit better, but I did clean it on Saturday, and we are now midweek, so not so bad. Right, let's get down to the seafront. Well, here we are. It's always lovely to get down on the seafront. Looks like there's a chap there's either just brought his boat in or he's just about to launch. Just behind me there. Morning. No. Are you going out?
Yes.
Gosh.
Probably won't be in one piece, that's why I don't want to film it.
Good luck. The gentleman there didn't want me to film him, so I'm just coming away. You can sort of see him in the background a bit, but obviously it's such a beautiful day, and it's a shame for me to have to be stuck at home, but there's various things I can do at home, of course. I just wanted to get a bit of fresh air. I've been stuck in the house for a while, what with sorting out my studio and various things. So oh, I nearly got wet feet then. It's lovely just to come down here and just sit and enjoy the sea. It's funny, isn't it, that we keep our lives so busy most of the time, and I find that in my sort of professional life, if you like, I've rarely will come and just sit and do nothing. The times that would happen is when I'm waiting for something. So taking the van in, say, and having its tyres done, you might go and sit and have a cup of coffee and do nothing. Or you're waiting for somebody and you get there a little bit early. I'm always somebody who would get somewhere really early. And I think there's a huge merit in going out purposefully to do nothing. I know there are articles and books about people who write about this sort of stuff and say that getting out and just doing nothing is good for the soul, enjoying it. I mean, I suppose that's what holidays are about. But the fact that we take so few holidays in principle is that we probably don't do enough of just getting out and sitting and contemplating and watching nature. I guess if you're, say, a wildlife photographer, you've got to sit in a hide or something for a long amount of time doing nothing. I find my brain is constantly telling me that I should be doing something. There's that sort of sense of, I don't know, the work ethic. If I sit down and do nothing, I can justify it when I'm waiting for something. But I'm determined that now that I have my van, and I know I've been talking about this for a long, long time, that I do want to just go away to places, explore, make my videos, but then relax a bit. Enjoy the place that I've gone to. Like just coming down here for the moment. Enjoy the seaside and the sun. I find the sea incredibly majestic. Maybe that's because I'm on the land. As you saw earlier, there was a guy, well, he is now out at sea. I think people who go in boats are very brave, especially those fishermen. It's something, the sea, that you can never take for granted, and I'm sure fishermen who do that job really appreciate that. Oh, I'm wandering along, and this is a sort of very non-concentrated video today, as you can probably tell. And I read a comment in where people leave their comments, and someone said, yeah, your editing is okay and your photography is all right, but you do have a tend to waffle, and it's very, what did they say? It was quite distracting. I did have to say, well, who asked you? This is my style. I do waffle. I'm so sorry. I believe that this bloke was in training or something, and so, used to everything being done on a sort of corporate level of scheduled this and scheduled that. And for me, that's that whole thing about life, isn't it? As you get a bit older, I think life is about letting go of some of these tight restrictions, so that we should be free to waffle and talk and air our views, and nobody's pinning anybody down and saying, you got to listen to it, mate. Sometimes just relaxing and just releasing those things is vitally important. I think the sea must be coming in because it's edging up closer to me. I love these boats. I'm not sure I want to be in one, but I do love these boats. On a calm sea, yes, on a calm sea. It's actually quite calm today. Right, it's time I made the the journey to the garage, so I'm going to take the van in. I hope they look after it. I'm feeling quite protective about my van. So let's go and see what happens there. Well, my van is in for the service. I feel quite emotional. Actually, it's quite an interesting place where this industrial estate is, just off Ham Road, because you've got the Tevil stream just down here. You've got the Worthing tip on the other side here. It's always a shame, you know. They've got to place these places somewhere, and we're in east of Worthing. But just down here, I don't know if you can see, that's Tevil stream. That earlier part of it runs pretty much under my house. It doesn't actually run under my house, but it runs adjacent, I think, to the railway, if I've got that right. So a little bit of countryside with an industrial estate right next door to it, which is always the way, isn't it? Anyway, I will walk home now and then come back a little bit later and see if there was any damage. Financially, not, you know, physically.